A Republican state lawmaker in Georgia named Rick Jasperse is proposing relaxing gun restrictions on the mentally ill. So on the one hand, we've had a lot of groups from the right, including the NRA, saying that what we need to look at here in these shootings are mentally ill people, and we need to have, even though we don't want stricter gun control specifically, we need a database, and we need to make sure mentally ill people are not getting guns. Well, now we have this bill that's been proposed in Georgia by Rick Jasperse, a Republican state rep, called the Safe Carry and Protection Act, which would allow people who have voluntarily sought out treatment for mental illness and substance abuse to obtain a firearms license anyway. This would also do away with fingerprinting requirements for license renewals, and it would permit guns in bars, churches, and on college campuses. So when you look at the quote and the way most of these articles are being written, Jasper says, simply being hospitalized doesn't make a person a criminal or a threat. And under the proposed bill, a probate judge would be required to accept written statements from permit applicants saying, I was not involuntarily hospitalized. Then it triggers a 30-day period for the state to say, no, they were involuntarily hospitalized. They shouldn't have a gun. If the state does not do that, that person is then able to own a gun. Georgia Democrats oppose this. They admit they actually don't have the votes to block it. So my problem here is not this. We can have the discussion about what should the restrictions be on mental illness, gun databases, and what precludes you from owning a gun. That's a perfectly fine conversation. The problem is that wrapped in with this is not needing fingerprinting for renewals, which opens up the possibility of having somebody who has a legal gun then they could be coerced or otherwise agree to, or even not, even if they don't agree to, really, have that license renewed by someone who looks like them or any other reason. I think fingerprinting is not a particularly difficult requirement to have your license renewed. I think that's pretty straightforward. I don't like eliminating that. And I, of course, think that permitting guns in bars is an absolute disaster. We need more people with guns where there is drinking going on. So that's actually my focus, which seems to be kind of hidden in the bill.
Yeah, I'm sure that was one of those things that they carefully tried to slide in there. It seems like there are just so many holes here and so many places where just human error could completely mess things up. And obviously, it's a terrible bill, terrible idea.
Absolutely. And again, not because we can't have a conversation. We've talked before about, wait a second, if you're a victim of the Sandy Hook shooting, if you're a parent of a victim, and you go obtain mental health support or go to a mental health professional, does that put you on a list where now you can't get a gun? That doesn't really seem like the type of person that we should really be preventing from having guns. And the reality is most of the people that we find perpetrating these crimes may not even really show up in these databases to begin with. So I'm up for exploring that. But what's hidden and what's thrown in here as an aside is really concerning.
Yeah, let's avoid Georgia, huh?
That's yeah. I mean, would you be scared in Georgia because of if you knew it was easier for people to obtain these guns and they would be in bars?
Just because there are people passing legislation like this, there are elected officials with this mindset in Georgia. It's disturbing. And of course, I'm not calling people from Georgia idiots.
No, you're saying the framework there is concerning.
Yeah.